recording started.
Literally what I just said. Hang on. Oh, okay.
I mean, you don't have to
All right,
be ready
take us
yet.
in. No, that's fair. Oh, okay. Well, you guys doing the same thing I am.
I'll stay on undefinite until like Eguy returns, so I can chill.
How was your warm-up experience?
Good.
Bobirika, do you have any pre-game thoughts for us?
I'm not sure what to expect. To be honest, I have a vague idea of how you guys' potential map picks look like. I decided to practice before in those 2 days, like pretty much most of the stuff he could pick in case he goes down, like 3-2 or something like that, or he's just really disadvantage. I'm not sure what to expect. Eguy really could just go full steam ahead at any point. And as we have noticed by now, Eguy fought until the very end. So that just makes me like, I believe
Hello.
he's like a bit prone to comebacks stuff. Hi.
It is.
Bobirika, thank you for your insight.
Let's ask Eguy the same question. Let's see.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Eguy, can we get some thoughts before the match, dude?
I'm ready to roll.
Good talk. All right.
Yeah.
It's time to deafen.
Let's get
It's gonna be
it. Good luck,
All right,
fam.
best of luck, guys.
Bye,
May the
guys.
best win. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, or rather, gentlemen and Connie, and the farmer's wife. Excuse me, I tried to be inclusive here. We have our first game here between Eguy and Bobirika. I mean, every match at this point is super exciting. So, Shadow Visions, what do you think we can expect going into this?
I think Farmer's Wife is about to have a grand old time as Battle Cube is picked first by Bobirika.
Bobirika heard me.
Yeah, should be a good series. I feel like both of them are playing at a similar level. I was kind of expecting Bobirika to have some more struggles after taking a week off for vacation, but he came back right in stride without missing a beat. So I think this one could be a lot closer than people were really expecting.
I will say, I'm not totally sure how much of a factor it might be at this point, given how good both of our players are. But Battlecube's an interesting pick with the hard ping disadvantage that Bobirika has right now.
Oh yeah, it's a very big ping disadvantage. We're talking almost 200 from Romania to Hillsborough. So that hasn't seemed to stop him, and this pick was actually used when they met in the winter warm-up against each other in the winner's bracket, and Bobirika picked Battlecube and won that map.
So this is, yeah, Eguy saying that that one of Bobirika's signature maps is Battlecube. So, and given their history in the previous tournament, Bobirika's a good shout here, but Bobirika also falls off. So, but picks up a super speed going into the next spawn. Super speeds aren't quite as I won't say quite as helpful, but you definitely have to use them differently. They're probably better for changing directions off of a fast turn. Exactly what Bobirika did there. That's perfect timing from him, as opposed to being used on the map like Stadium or Bowl per se.
Yeah, I have played both players on this map for prep this week, and Bobirika was much better when it came down to it. So I would not be surprised to see them take a win here. It is their signature map after all, and this kind of style is not really what you guys typically known for. Not a lot of skill shots to make here.
Bobirika does have a 6-point lead here, and we're about 10-point lead now. We're about halfway through the match. So what does Eguy have to do to pull this match closer?
Eguy needs to capitalize on these plays where Bobirika is going for a last red out of position.
Oh, that's really nice for him, though.
Yeah, Bobirika's gotten a couple good spawns in a row that have started to make this out of hand for Eguy, but getting all 4 gems in that spawn is going to help out a little bit. But yeah, Eguy's a lot slower when it comes to the transitions between phases here, and going for that red that Bobirika was already at was a terrible idea. However, he's still going to win this spawn off of it.
Interesting choice from Bobirika to go for that far gem instead of the really easy line of 3 that Eguy ended up picking up. But Eguy is still hanging down by by 8 points here. So hard comeback for him with 50 seconds left. But Bobirika
really
got just
rough.
as far over. That's really nice job from Bobirika there to not falter from
You guys
gravity
closing it
modifiers.
up, and with Bobby going off the map there is a little bit of a window for Eguy to come back, but Eguy did not make the most of that spawn.
Oh, that's
nice
among the
mega
spawns.
from
Oh, but a
Bobby.
nice mega.
Where's the spawn?
Yeah, really,
way
really
too
nice.
far away, and that probably should seal the game for Bobirika. This is just a huge gap to come back with 20 seconds, 2 entire spawns.
Yeah, those two gems there in that previous spawn. Oh,
You can really see
Bobirika
Eguy
just seems
is
to know
less
the,
comfortable with the layout of the map.
Yeah, knowing exactly where those gravity modifiers are on a map of this small a scale is absolutely crucial. But Bobirika with a pretty commanding, almost 10-point lead, led for most of the game there. So really nice showing from him, and we move on to Nuremberg, I assume, on our way to Eguy's pick.
Yep. A little shorthand you can do for Battle Cube is there's 4 gravity modifiers going to each face. The first and the third will take you to that face, and the second and the fourth are incoming. So you can always position yourself relative to where you need to go.
What can we expect from Eguy here? What do we think he might pull out as a map pick?
Well, I maybe know what his picks are going to be, so I'm not going to speculate too much. But in general, it's going to be something that maybe Bobirika is less practiced on, and maybe some more technically difficult maps than Battle Cube, where people that are maybe more nervous or mistake prone could fall victim.
You think that would be the strategy kind of all around, but Eguy having to I think close this game and then
Yeah, he does.
And then reopen it, given he's a Mac player, had plenty of experiences. Cascade Falls, yeah, that's is that one of the ones you were expecting?
It certainly is. This is something that you guys have been putting a lot of work in over the past week. I actually did a VOD review with him, like a coaching session to try and help him on this map. So I think he's in decent position. And as for Bobby's skill on this map, I really have no idea. It's probably not something he's played a ton. But I guess we'll just have to see.
And as one of the few people, especially participating in this tournament, that can be asked this question, how is it, from your perspective, how is it to see one of your creations in the official tournament map pool?
It's been awesome to see, especially picked in 2 quarterfinals now. I have a quarterfinal later, so maybe we'll get 3. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I designed the map with a lot of things in mind that I was unhappy with the current map pool, such as the ability to just sit in the middle of the map and try and camp, which unfortunately the bridge kind of turned into that. But in general, it's got a lot of what I like in a good multiplayer map. A lot of different various challenges that you can see from different maps.
Do you have any fun trivia for this map before we begin?
There was no top blue over here in this section at the back with the ramps until Mazik begged for me to add one. It used to just be 2 levels, but now it's 3.
Ready.
Yeah, well, it's a well-made map. You should be proud of yourself,
Cool.
and it seems like people like it. So, anyway, off we go. We see our first blue already, and this is the top blue that you were talking about, I imagine.
Yep, this is the one. Now, Eguy decided to conserve his blast and take the long way around. That is something that I told him to do if this top blue appears for the bottom level.
Really nice play from him. Yeah, absolutely. That was a delightful play from him. Bobirika having the positional advantage here to the next spawn, and Eguy not really helped out with the next spawn here, and Bobirika to the next blue, and all of a sudden, and Bobirika misses the blue. Eguy doesn't go for it, is able to pick it up. That is quite the blunder by Bobirika, and that was his chance to get a nice lead, but picking up the next couple blues in the next spawn. We see blue number 3 already. Bobirika is going to be first to the pole here. And already taken a kind of a 7-ish point lead, but this isn't Battle Cube, and we have blues this time.
Yeah, that blue miss is going to be a 10-point swing at the end of the game, so we'll see if that matters at the end of things.
We see number 4 already. Looks like he goes to both of our players. Yeah, given that we have 5 blues counted in total.
As I'm sitting in the middle.
Oh, that was another blue. Eguy just got a 4th for himself.
Yep, that is going to tie things up here.
some really fascinating camping from him, and what what luck for Eguy.
And bobirika wasn't even far
but-
away. That was just really unfortunate for him.
Yeah, that was just perfect timing from Eguy. And we still have a tie game here. More or less, bobirika,
Good
with
respawn
his
abuse.
nose just barely on the front. Really nicely done from Eguy. He takes another blue. That is 5-2 in his favor.
It's still a tie game, but the
bobirika
blue on the
leads
bridge is
both.
back. Oh, huge blast from
And
Eguy.
How do we think of Eguy's performance so far, especially with these blues?
It's really good. I like what he did there, grabbing the blast instead of the 2 reds over there. Unfortunately, that's not going to quite get him across the map. And bobirika is going to win the spawn. This game is neck and neck so far. How will both players get up here? They both do the trick off of the rug. Who will get the super speed first? Because that could decide a lot. And the blue comes up.
Blue number 7 as well. That goes to Eguy, 7-3. Or did they share that? They might share that.
I think they were able to share that one, but it's still a narrow lead for Eguy, and it's going to be a good spawn for bobirika that will basically tie things up again.
And a nice advantage for bobirika on position for the
Oh,
next one.
another
We see
one,
the next blue.
another
bobirika
blast!
isn't able to get a fantastic blast from Eguy, and Eguy picks up another blue that is 8-3 in his favor. But bobirika is only down by 10 points. How is bobirika successfully countering here? What is he doing well to not be behind by more?
I think Eguy's making some mistakes with his blast, and bobirika has been able to pick up the pieces when that's happened. Although the spawns that he's won have not been as high value until now, where another great top blue spawns, and bobirika is able to clean it up. This is a 4-point game again.
Yeah, bobirika finally getting another blue on his hands. Eguy is first to the spawn as well. And this is on Nuremberg. bobirika does have the ping advantage here. It doesn't matter as much, but we've seen a couple blues that have been close. And given that both of our players have shared a couple,
Eguy has been monopolizing this blast.
Eguy is doing really well.
Oh, bobirika is getting a lot of this spawn, though, and the next one is very good for him, so it's going to be 4 points again. 40 seconds to go.
He does have a Mega Marble in his pocket, taking the higher ground in preparation for the next spawn.
Oh, this is huge
for
and
Bobby.
That's
so good. Only 5 points for only 5 points for bobirika there, and leaving one of them. But bobirika
I don't
does
like
take
getting
the
that
lead
red.
for the first time in a while. bobirika takes. Oh, bobirika slips up just a tiny bit, leaves that yellow that Eguy collects.
Here comes Eguy. Should be able to get most of these points, and that might be enough to...
Oh, that's
Will
really
he camp?
nice for him.
Yeah, good camp here, and now Eguy can sit on the middle bridge. bobirika has super speed. Watch the super speed. He's going to have one moment, and he hits it, but it's a tie! Eguy gets the point!
Eguy gets a point!
It's
incredible.
Insane
ending with
finish.
A brief cameo there, but what an incredible finish. bobirika with that super speed. Fantastic strategy. Really doing nothing wrong there. Probably could have picked up that one more red there. And maybe with enough luck could have won had Eguy not stolen a last gem there. Wow, what a fantastic game. And especially given that was Eguy's pick, bobirika played extremely well.
Yep. And I don't want to be that guy, but that blue that bobirika missed on the ice at the start of the game easily would have won if that mistake wasn't made. So both players going to be thinking about what they could have done better that game as we head into another very small, kind of claustrophobic map of Blast Club.
It seems like bobirika does have a specialty for some of these smaller maps, starting with Battlecube and then this one. Given Shadow Visions, given what you know about his preferred map pool, does this kind of align with what you would expect out of him?
Yeah, Blast Club is definitely a map that bobirika has picked in the past. I think he actually picked it against Zedron last year. Could be wrong about that, but he's definitely picked it before.
Zedron offering his rather harsh opinions of Blast Club. A disgraceful map, he says. Unless he's talking about the map we just played here, Cascade Falls.
Yeah, Blast Club is all about the blasts. Who would have guessed? But you definitely want to time it at the right moment to disrupt your opponent's momentum. The yellows that kind of spawn in the tunnels are very important with that. It's all about maintaining blast advantage and also being ready for the blue.
I think I'm having some trouble. There we go. Finally logging in here. So how much of a strategy is it to kind of be ready to camp the middle? How successful can?
It's like Horizon. Even if you do everything right, camping the middle, you can still lose the game if they don't appear. It's basically gambling, but if it does appear 3 or 4 times in a game, if you don't camp, you will lose. So it's just going to be about adaptation and a little bit of luck for both players.
And I think at this point, bobirika has a faster reaction time as well. I think that's one of his strengths. He's just, I mean, Eguy is, in all truth, and if I say this, he's probably gonna, have this get to his head after the match if he listens back to this commentary. But Eguy is one of the, kind of best,
Ready,
not only just multiplayer
go.
presence here, but also his single player game is phenomenal. So one of the greatest marblers of all time, frankly. But bobirika is just lightning quick. So
Pre-jumps the
Eguy
blue.
pre-jumps the blue there. Doesn't work out for him. Bobirika takes both yellows. Eguy's starting to go to the next red, but the next spawn is already there.
Oh no, that was
Eguy just barely not able to hang on the edge, but gets a favorable spawn, hanging up at the top, but doesn't work out for him.
Oh, the blast isn't very effective. Eguy taking a lot out of the concentric playbook here. I wouldn't quite put this map on that level of pre-jumping and camping. But definitely seems a little bit
really
disheveled here.
And a sneaky blast from bobirika, putting Eguy off center. So probably a really clever combat to camping the blue here.
It feels like Eguy is just sluggish on this map so far, and when you're on Hillsborough ping advantage, this is kind of a map that you need to be able to fight on. bobirika already has a very healthy lead. Nice mega coming in as well.
Oh, and a really nice mega.
Yeah, and he's just waiting out the clock already.
Yeah.
10 seconds wasted from those 2 reds. They're both going to go dark, and now bobirika gets another great yellow. A good blast again.
That's one of the problems with hanging to the top there is any yellows that spawn, you're probably going to be second to them. So bobirika doing a great job. Thank you to MBO for his comment of prioritizing the outer super speeds here. Because on a short map like this, those super speeds are just gold. So we finally see blue, and bobirika ends up getting
doesn't camp.
So not working out for Eguy here. And bobirika is leading Eguy by 20 on a map like Blast Club. That's quite the lead.
Oh,
so
yeah.
This is probably gonna be 2-0 at this point. Eguy having to pick up every single red that he comes across.
It feels like Eguy hasn't played this map in years, the way it's going so far. It feels like
carrying this
momentum for the first time.
Connie likely jinxing in her chat, Eguy here, but Eguy trying to camp the blue again and doesn't work out.
Oh no, things are going from bad to worse.
Having to sacrifice a blast. Yeah, Eguy's just not having the luck he needs here. And also, frankly, bobirika's playing a great game. Eguy finally getting yellow for the first time in what seems like a while. In all fairness to him.
Is he gonna pre-jump?
Probably.
He does, but he mistimes it. Even if the blue showed up there, that was bobirika's blue. Eguy really needs to be careful.
This is just not Eguy's game. He's gonna have to pull out quite the map pick for game 4 here.
I have to say, bobirika has looked like the much better player across this series so far.
Yeah, do you think bobirika's gonna after we've seen just under half the match here? We see your next blue, and bobirika's not able to capitalize. Eguy finally gets the blue that he's been looking for, and all of a sudden it's a 10-point game. It's still a difficult comeback. But God, maybe with an absolutely perfect ending to this game, so Eguy has a chance.
The problem is, right, that Eguy now has to pick up every single gem, and that can really come back to bite you on a map like this, especially if we get these outer corner spawns. Those can be absolutely devastating to have to pick up. Eguy does a good job, though, and this is not a spawn that's going to hurt him for doing that, but bobirika should be able to get these yellows. Not quite sure about the line Eguy took there. Praying on a blue here. If he pre-jumps, this could work out. Doesn't quite this time.
Yeah, and that's probably going to be game right there. bobirika with a 10-point lead now going into the slot. Yeah, with one more yellow. Eguy's just on the other side of the map.
That is the one pre-jump I will agree with, because the only way he won that game is if it appeared right there. But
yep.
Yeah, still very tough game for Eguy. This one was honestly hard to watch from his perspective. Great game for bobirika all around.
Yeah, that was a fantastic performance, and Eguy just unfortunately really sluggish for about half of that. But yeah, great performance, and what can we expect? Yeah, so as I was saying earlier, now that we've seen about half the match now, is this bobirika's match to lose?
I mean, Eguy is definitely capable of coming back, for sure. But, I mean, Bobirika definitely has the momentum, and there's a lot to be said for that. We've seen a lot of playoff series thus far that look a little bit competitive, but almost all of them have ended up as 4-1. So, Eguy is definitely going to have to get his head in a better place in order to fight back, because not only did he look like he was lost on that map, he just looked plain slow, and that's not something we ever see from Eguy. So really going to have to turn it around here if he wants any hope of proceeding to another finals appearance this year.
Eguy picked one of his, I think it's fair to say, one of his signature maps, Vortex Effect.
Yep. He's definitely been putting some time on this one in the lead up to this match. I think he's going to be favored on Vortex, but I mean, if you're not in peak form on Vortex, it's very easy to find a hole to fall in, and things can go from bad to worse quickly.
Yeah, a vintage Eguy map, as Eguy. Okay, well, never mind. There's no point in me talking at the moment.
Interesting mind games going on here with the taunts.
But Eguy I mean, unless the next game goes incredibly well for him, Eguy probably has to win. This game could very well be his season on the line. If he doesn't win this, bobirika will have 3 games to his name going into his pick, which he's
blue off the bat.
We start with a blue.
Blast for bobirika. Eguy goes for the long way around, and bobirika is a little bit better. I feel like Eguy probably could have made it. But yeah, really good play to go for the blast there.
Yeah, bobirika he just looks quicker, especially with the context of the past 3 games. Bobirika's been, I mean, almost lights out so far. Even this Cascade Falls, even though he lost that, was a great performance. So, do you think Eguy's dealing with nerves at this point?
Oh, most certainly. I mean, 18-4 on his pick off the bat. This is getting very ugly. And I mean, he was a lot quicker in practice just a couple of games ago on this map. bobirika is starting to make it look easy. Like, the nerves don't really impact him at all. And, you know, there is an element of being a massive underdog here. I mean, he swept Mazik, and then he went on...
Oh, a nice Mega Marble from Eguy there, using it as a boost rather than rather than what it's typically used for. So, yeah. Excuse me, as you were saying.
Yeah, bobirika just can't be underrated right now. I mean, excuses have been made, but he swept Mazik, he beat Endy in the round of 16, and now he's looking to take out the number 2 seed in quarterfinals. So, amazing stuff from him so far. You guys definitely evened it up over the past couple spawns. They've gone blow for blow, but, I mean, this lead that bobirika has built up is definitely holding strong.
20 points after a minute and a half is a really great performance. That blue at the beginning did help a lot, but Eguy looks...
Oh, man.
I mean, Eguy looks scared, and bobirika is just on fire right now. You can tell he's playing with a lot more confidence. We've seen their blue already more than...
Oh, no. Really both players fail.
Oh, and both players fall.
And Eguy bringing out the good game, but he is going to be getting this blue because bobirika also messed it up. He has to get his mental back in a decent headspace. We've seen so many players this tournament affected by these nerves and by the pressure of this kind of high stakes series like this. Eguy falling victim again, but it's still 20 points. I mean, more than half the match is left. Anything is possible, and he really needs to make a good showing.
That blue was a lifeline for Eguy, but he's just not quite capitalizing yet. We haven't really seen the spawns to give him much of a chance of really getting the momentum to swing his way. And we still have half the game left, so it seems like, and a disappointing mega from Eguy. bobirika is able to pick up the rest of that spawn.
Eguy, I mean, he always pulls the super speed trigger on a play like that, but that time he just let bobirika get there first. It feels like, you're right, he's scared trying to make a lot of these signature Eguy skill shots and plays. But bobirika is a good enough player that you can't just kind of phone it in and expect to win, as we've seen so far. Eguy going to need every single ounce of what makes him a top-tier player in order to win this series, and we're not seeing it so far.
Yeah, and bobirika still has a 20-point lead, so this is one heck of a hill for Eguy to climb here. A little bit of an edge up there, and bobirika picks up
Huge
another
mega.
mega. He has one in his pocket.
Beautiful
Really nice
play from bobirika.
Bobirika is just lights out.
Finally a good play, or a good spawn from Eguy.
Oh,
and,
a nice little blast there. That was great from him.
Oh no. bobirika falls. This is a chance for Eguy to get some points back on the board. It's a little over a minute left in the game. It's going to be about 15 points now.
Eguy with the gyrocopter that he doesn't pull. Oh, he does pull.
Yep. Good
Nice
usage.
soft landing there to grab a couple gems. And Eguy's starting to kind of crawl back, but 1 minute left on
yeah, with the respawn abuse, bobirika has the super jump, and that's going to be the preferred method of approach. They share 1 yellow, but bobirika gets 2 on top of that, and this is starting to look a little bit out of hand.
Oh, nice little juke there from Eguy with his own mega. Both players in the Mega Marvel possibly duking it out there.
Oh, man.
bobirika does get the pull there. Really nice job from him, and that probably just shows the kind of the vibe of the entire match here. So yeah, Eguy just not quite able to keep up with bobirika for more or less this entire match.
It feels like Eguy has thrown all strategy to the wind, picking up last reds everywhere throughout the match, not just at the end here. bobirika has been much more calm and controlled. And that's kind of what you need on a map like Vortex. Maybe with the headspace Eguy was in, this is not actually the best pick with how kind of mistake-prone it can be. And that's going to be it for Vortex effect. bobirika goes up to 3-1 in the series.
Yeah, bobirika goes up 3-1, going into his pick, which he has performed phenomenally on. And also, great performances on Eguy's picks as well. So this is definitely bobirika's match to lose. And who's his next opponent after Eguy?
It's going to be the winner of John and Mazik. And you have to say Eguy was the favorite to make finals from this sort of half of the bracket. The one without Frostfire. So, yeah, I mean, bobirika is kind of the favorite to make finals if he can show this level of performance against Eguy. I mean, John and Mazik have both had some low moments this tournament. So, I mean, you have to think both of them are very beatable if bobirika can keep playing like this. I mean, obviously, it's not there yet. He's still got 1 more game to win against Eguy, which is obviously a very hard thing to do. But it's looking very good.
Yeah, comparing the playstyles of bobirika or John or bobirika or Mazik, who do you think would be bobirika's preferred opponent? And
I think Mazik for sure, because bobirika's already swept Mazik. John has a very unique style of play that can be very infuriating if you haven't gotten a lot of experience against it, and bobirika seems a little bit prone to tilting when things don't go his way. However, when things do go his way, we see things like his sweep over Mazik or this series right now where he's built up the confidence, and that is making him look very, very dangerous.
So there is a bit of a caveat to Mazik there. He was swept by bobirika, but also when he had his own some of his own baggage going on, and obviously, I mean, Mazik has seemed to really pick up himself, definitely in a match against yours truly. So I think that would definitely be a more exciting game than that we saw last time. But Battle Cube Revisited, I don't remember the last time I saw this.
Well, he picked it in the play-in actually against Yoshi, and I thought that was just going to be a play-in pick. But here we are in the quarterfinal, and Battle Cube Revisited is coming out to play.
Yeah, talk about a pick a bit out of left field, but it would be it would be quite interesting seeing bobirika just picking 2 battle cubes in a row.
Yeah, blew out the bat. I will say my experience with this map is that it is seemingly 50-50 random who wins any given game of this map, just because it's a nightmare to navigate, and if you're in different places, whoever it spawns closer to typically is able to make it work. So it could backfire for bobirika, especially when we consider the ping, as John is hinting at in the Tourney Hype channel. But so far, it's an even game. I really hope Eguy has taken a second to compose himself and give us a good game here, because As of yet, only Cascade Falls has even been competitive.
Yeah. Oh, we see our first blue already. It looks like Eguy's going to be first here. bobirika is nowhere to be seen.
Yep. We're going to tie the game up there as bobirika had some incremental advantages over each spawn, getting ahead by about 1 point. But blast for bobirika. But Eguy smart to use the super speed immediately to not fall victim to that. Tie game as we go in. Next spawn is going to be a little bit closer to Eguy.
Yeah, we see this definitely starting to be more competitive, as you were saying, a little bit more like Cascade Falls instead of Vortex Effect. Eguy first at the next spawn here and starting to gain just a couple point lead, but I mean, yeah, this next spawn here could immediately change that.
Yeah,
So.
bobirika pulls it all back and is actually going to take a 1 point lead for himself. Now, I will say, when Bobby played Yoshi in the play-ins on this map, the first minute and a half was tied. Yoshi was fighting off extremely well. But after that is when bobirika really started to open a gap and win by like 50-something points in the end. So if he gets comfortable, it could be very hard for Eguy here. And a nice play from Bobby there, blasting Eguy away and then using the super speed to capitalize.
Yeah, Eguy probably could have used those 2 reds a little bit sooner.
Oh,
We
no.
see our next blue. bobirika is already on the correct face and takes that immediately. A 10-point lead from him. And
Misses the yellow.
it is his match to lose at this point.
I wouldn't say that at 7 points just yet, but yeah, Eguy is definitely on the back foot, and that is not where he wants to be on his opponent's map pick at match point.
At least this is competitive. This is certainly a more, entertaining, close game than the other bobirika picks that we've seen. So good for Eguy on at least keeping up with bobirika this time.
Yeah, but I mean, we're kind of picking at scraps to find something to write home about for Eguy. This has been a really rough series at this point for him.
He's on the correct face.
Where is he
Oh,
going?
Eguy, what are you doing? Eguy, bud, what are you doing?
Yeah,
He was on the right face already. The spawn was just right there.
And bobirika seemingly didn't want that yellow either, so it is going to go back the way of Eguy. Game is under 10 points with 2 minutes to play. Now, this is actually laid out in the same way that I was talking about earlier with Battle Cube, where the first and the third on each side will take you to the other face. However, I don't know if that's something that Eguy is really familiar with, and bobirika definitely is, having played this map a few times. Another good blast by bobirika.
Nice
really
little blast by bobirika.
having some great ones this series, apart from Cascade, where Eguy definitely had the better blast play.
bobirika has a 10-point
This should be
10-point
Bobby.
advantage here. And this should be Bobby.
Bobby
But here
messes
comes
up.
Eguy and takes that blue. Nice job from him. Still has to pull back, but Eguy's starting to come back a little bit here.
Yeah, season on the line for Eguy. This is going to be a great spawn for him yet again. It's going to be a tie game after Eguy picks up this red. Next spawn is going to be closer to bobirika, and he is already on the way. Eguy coming from the other side. Minute and 15 to go.
Yeah, at least this is a bit easier to spectate, at least, than say Core. So nice to see this. I apologize for picking it myself for for that reason.
Very, very close game. I don't think Eguy actually has a super speed right now. bobirika is going to use it there, but a little bit out of control for him. Eguy picks up the super
nice job by
oh, blue.
Probably
Blue,
gonna
this
take
should be
another
for
one. We see a
Eguy.
blue, and that goes to Eguy. Eguy takes the lead.
Yeah, that could be game defining right there. It's going to be 4 points for Eguy. It looks like it's going to come down to the wire yet again. Both of them share that blast. How will they make it used in this next spawn? Eguy with a nice snipe on the yellow, but is that the best play? He does get a favorable respawn out of it. This was not a very high value spawn. And next spawn, bobirika uses a super jump, seemingly under a little bit of pressure now that Eguy has shown that he's actually here to play in this series.
And you can tell that Eguy finally woke up after, 4 games.
And
so,
this is going to be another
see
blue.
one more blue.
Eguy has a super jump, and he's going to be able to get it. Phenomenally
Really,
done.
really nicely done from him. That could be the game for him right there, but we do have one more spawn to go.
It's not over
and it's
yet.
Only 6 points that bobirika has
The
to
blue
climb.
could respawn. bobirika gets it, but there's no points near it. Could it be a tie? bobirika! Oh, not quite. Eguy gets the point and gonna win by 2.
That was bobirika's chance to capitalize. So Eguy gets a game 2, and it's 3-2 in the whole match. And this is going into Eguy's pick. Hasn't gone fantastic for him so far.
He's
But,
won
Eguy
one
has
game
to
by
really
1
be
and one
smart
game
here.
by 2. And other than that, he's been completely stomped by bobirika. So this is gonna have to be a great pick for Eguy. But, I mean, I'm not sure what he had in the chamber after Cascade and Vortex. We never really talked about what happens if it goes to the third pick. So I think this is going to be vibes from him. Bobrik has shown a willingness to play Parkour Peaks, and Horizon has not gone his way lately. So could we see him fall back to something comfortable like Sacred? We'll have to see.
But how about that comeback from Eguy? Bobirika had a, 20-point lead at one point? So Eguy finally waking up. At least, we can hope so for his sake. But yeah, Bobirika, it is still match point. Bobirika does have 3 games. And, does have the ping advantage here.
Yeah, I think Parkour Peaks
it's
is really,
easy
really
mistakes.
dangerous, given the ping disadvantage and also the way that Bobrik has played in this series and the fact that he's picked Parkour Peaks earlier. He did lose to Ignis on it, but Ignis is Ignis. So this is not quite the same level, especially with what we've seen from Eguy today. Gonna have to... I'm so curious what he's going to play here, because this is his season on the line, must-win game. And even after this, he's going to have to go to randomizer.
Yeah, what would you recommend for Eguy at this point?
I'm not sure. With the way Bobrik has been playing, I would probably go for a bigger map, because Bobrik looks very, very comfortable on the Battle Cubes and the Blast Club. So I think just get him out.
Basin Hill.
I like Basin Hill a lot more than I like Parkour Peaks, actually. And this was something that Frostfire picked against Eguy, and he was able to win. Eguy was able to take that one. So I think Parkour Peaks is a little bit more ping reliant than Basin Hill is. So I like this a little bit better. But, I mean, obviously, Bobirika seems excited to play it. He's got a decent score on it as well.
Well, if we have 2 players who are good at the map that they're playing, we can at the very least hope for an even game.
And it could be a very good one to watch as well. This is a very flashy map.
Alright, everyone. You heard them all. Raise your dongers. Match point, and this is Eguy's season on the line still.
Blue off the bat yet again. Are they going to know where the super speed is? Eguy does, and that should make the difference here. Yeah, Bobirika having a very rough time of it on the first spawn, and he's been so good off the bat in a lot of these games. Bobirika a little bit of a head start for this next one. Eguy has the super speed loaded, though, and is going to be able to find a nice line of yellows through there. Oh, blue for
number 2.
in front of Eguy. Very nicely done.
Really, really nice. Eguy's starting to look comfortable again.
Oh,
Hopefully
yeah.
those nerves aren't affecting him too much at this point, if he's even dealing with them.
I think Eguy can definitely get back into his comfort zone on a map like this, and Bobirika is going to have to be careful because the momentum looks like it's shifting quite a bit after that narrow victory on Battlecube Revisited.
We see another blue, and Eguy's just first
Beautiful.
to that. Eguy is back to what we are used to seeing out of him. He is playing fantastic now.
Yeah, and I mean, that's a very, very hard sweep to do, landing the blue there while not hitting the actual terrain, so you can also fall onto the yellow. Looking very, very
See another
comfortable.
blue.
Bobirika looks a little bit lost. Can't get the blue either. The gap opens to 30. Eguy more than double the score of Bobirika, and Bobirika is going to have to be thinking about the next game pretty soon. This is comebackable, but not with the way Eguy's playing.
Yeah, Eguy is playing beautifully right now, finally finding his comfort zone. And another blue for him. That is 5-0.
This is a
Eguy
stop
so far. So yeah, this is revenge for the first 4 games or so, minus Cascade Falls a little bit. So
yeah,
we'll see from
not
Eguy's
much to even
perspective.
say.
It's fun to just see him. Yeah, it's fun to watch. It's fun to watch Eguy just flying around, using the super speeds on the slopes that he is, and that is one of the best ways to traverse this map, is just finding height. Yeah, we see another blue, and Eguy's just already closer to it. So 100 points to Eguy, and Bobirika is only at 50. 6 blues to Eguy, and Bobirika was 0.
Bobirika fighting not to win, but to avoid getting his score doubled by Eguy here. Again, Eguy takes the blue!
And Eguy... Bobirika just cannot get a break. Well, if if Bobirika doesn't end up winning this... well, I mean, he could make a comeback here. But let's be real. But if the randomizer does go bobirika's way, we can at least say that that Eguy has had a really, really fun game to watch. And Eguy just with another blue. That is
8-0.
8 for him.
And should be another one here for him as well.
And
Yep.
that's going to be number 9. Oh my goodness. I think this might be the most dominant performance I've seen out of 2 players that are pretty evenly matched.
Yeah, bobirika's looked the better player so far, but Eguy is definitely finally tipping the scales in his favor. And bobirika needs to not let this game get to him. This is an anomaly with how the rest of the series has gone. Now, the problem for bobirika is that on the randomizer, as we go to 10-0 on blues, with a great play from Eguy, the randomizer, Eguy is going to have ping advantage, assuming he picks that option, which would definitely be the preferable one to do with such a discrepancy. So bobirika will have the last say in what map gets picked, but it's going to be on Hillsborough ping, which is not great. bobirika definitely wishing he would have been able to close this one out on Battlecube Revisited.
Yeah, what does bobirika need here? What does he need for his randomizer match?
I mean, I think that both of these players aren't too map dependent with what ultimately comes through. I think with what we've seen here, Eguy is going to want Parkour Peaks or something like that.
bobirika finally gets a blue. It is 10-1. We're seeing a little bit of Derby Brazil vibes here.
Yeah, what almost a shutout. Absolutely disgusting.
That was brutal. And yeah, Kago probably with my personal favorite comment so far. Watching Eguy play this map is so fun. Absolutely true. And that was a great pull from him.
Need to ask Eguy what his preference is for the randomizer. But I imagine we're going to Hillsborough.
Say with applause to bobirika, who started this match looking like it was going to be almost a sweep. Could have easily been a 4-1 match. Eguy has the momentum.
And look at the channel. bobirika saying he blew it all away. Eguy picks draft advantage. We're going to Nuremberg.
Not what I would have done, but good choice on any outside factors. Not to say anything.
Both of our quarterfinals so far have gone to randomizer. Very exciting stuff. All right, going to roll the 5 random maps. First up is Spires. Very interesting. I think Eguy would be highly favored here. Next up is PCC. I think Eguy would be favored here, but bobirika has played a close game against Ignis earlier in Swiss. All Angles, which I think would be a very hard one to play at ping disadvantage. bobirika would definitely want this, given the how the close quarters maps went. Then we have Core. I know that Eguy does not like Core, so maybe could be bobirika favored. It just depends on the his experience with it. Basin Hill are going to be skipped, and Gems Ahoy.
Can't play Basin Hill again.
I'm sure Eguy would love to play Basin Hill again, but Gems Ahoy is going to be the final one, which bobirika actually picked against ND and got obliterated in their round of 16 match.
Gems Ahoy does feel like a bit of a wild card, but yeah, bobirika does ban first, so yeah. ND praying for Gems Ahoy.
I feel like you gotta ban Spires first if you're bobirika. I think banning Core is really not a good idea.
Thank you, bobirika. One for the people.
I don't want to see Core as the last option either, but I feel like you gotta at least leave it in there in case Eguy opts to ban it a little bit longer.
All right, so between Spires, PCC, and Gems Ahoy, what do these players want?
I mean, I think Eguy would be happy with any of them, to be honest. It's going to be between PCC and Gems Ahoy. Eguy's PCC has been very good lately, and he finally conquered his demons against MBO in the Swiss stage. So I wouldn't be all that surprised to see it relied upon here in the randomizer game. He's going to be thinking very hard about it, especially knowing that ND was able to have a very good performance against bobirika on Gems Ahoy earlier.
Yeah, we go with PCC.
Another expert difficulty map for the two of them.
Oh, that's what I was waiting for after drinking all that water, and as well as I know this, man, he goes to the bathroom constantly. It's very fun to make fun of him. So,
Eguy has been very solid at PCC. It is no longer his weak point. He's put a lot of time into learning the ins and outs of the maps. Now, obviously, bobirika was very good here against Ignis. Was almost able to take that game.
Yeah, this could be a really, really exciting game. But how much will the ping advantage towards bobirika? How much might that factor here?
It can be very important, especially with the blasts that are abound in the map. A lot of the spawns are pretty close together as well. And you do need some reactions with the super speeds on the blues. So overall, ping is going to add up to probably 5 to 10 points over the course of the map minimum.
Yeah, I think Eguy does have slightly better knowledge of the spawn abuse, but that's also my personal perspective of just not knowing bobirika's play on here super, super well. So how do you think bobirika fares on here?
He's looked okay. It's definitely not a glaring weak point for him. I'll say that. But I mean, I think all three of the maps that were left would have been acceptable for both bobirika and Eguy. I think this is just Eguy kind of feeling it out and going for what he feels like today, rather than what he's ultimately the best on overall.
bobirika going to the bathroom right as Eguy gets back. Really, really short trip to the bathroom. So good on bobirika for not making us wait for that long.
Started the final game 7 of the quarterfinal between bobirika and Eguy. Eguy goes for the super speed into the mega. bobirika makes a little bit of a mistake, but is able to recover the yellow and knocks Eguy over, having a little bit of mega marble action. bobirika going to clean up this spawn and crucially get the super jump that Eguy has no power up. Not going to be punished for it here.
Eguy does have a blast in his pocket, so that could be helpful from him. But nice little mega from Eguy just to offset. But is Eguy already on the bottom stage?
Yeah, that mega knocked him to the bottom stage.
There he is. That was great. Really, I thought that was really, really nice. A little bit of luck there from Eguy, but also just a nice play to capitalize.
But bobirika has had a great start again, regardless of that blue. Already going up to almost a 10-point lead. Gonna be pretty even on this next spawn. Crucially, Eguy has the super jump, but unfortunately for him, not needed. And the blast doesn't really pan out. bobirika doesn't land the shot. They're gonna share that yellow. Eguy's gonna spawn up. Oh, and that's gonna work out beautifully. No, he's come back down. And now has to go up the long way around. That's really unfortunate for Eguy.
What has bobirika done well so far? And what does Eguy need to do to finish this off?
He's just been damn quick. Where is Eguy? Okay, finally falls on that blue. But yeah, bobirika is just really, really fast so far.
Yeah. Yeah, bobirika playing a great, great game so far. Eguy basically on top, both players on top of the jets. A nice blast from bobirika.
Oh, super jump for Eguy.
Does have that super jump, is finally making use of it.
Oh no, bobirika, big mistake from him, and that's gonna let Eguy take all the time in the world. Gets the blast, has the super jump, although you typically prefer super speed on this level. And a blue right in Eguy's pocket.
For Eguy.
Oh, Bobby, I think almost hit him with the blast there, but is gonna knock him into the blue.
Chance there. Eguy needed that blast. Very nice one.
And we're on the bottom level. Do they know the way down? Eguy is able to get a little bit faster. Bobby is a little bit slow on this one, but Eguy really struggling to pick up the gems. Eventually he is able to do so, and that's going to be a tie game. Oh, respawn abuse incoming. Oh, but what is Bobby doing? That is not a good super speed.
And Eguy gets that blue. He is 4-0 in favor. So, yeah, Eguy's been capitalizing on those well. No. But this is still a tie game.
Both players making big mistakes.
Starting to mess up. bobirika on top already.
Okay, Eguy eventually makes it up here. Going to be a very close game as well, as we are halfway through the match.
This is quite the last game to play in a really, really thrilling match. We see blue number 5. bobirika does get that.
That's just reactions, pure reactions. Getting that blue. Eguy definitely was able to do so, but Bobby faster.
What is Eguy doing here? All right.
This is a
Moving
lot
to
of nerves for
overtime.
both players at this point, and Bobby has a super jump in better position, but the blue spawn's right next to him.
that's
This is a big lead now for
full
bobirika.
Yeah, Eguy has another hill to climb. If he can get another couple blues like he has, that would be great for him. But Eguy might have already used up all his luck for this game so far. So bobirika, if he can just hold on to 10 points here.
Nice blast.
And yeah, Eguy messing up a little bit there.
There's still 2 minutes to go. 15 points is definitely recoverable. Nice rebound for Eguy there, but it is going to be the yellow going over to bobirika. Next spawn isn't worth a whole lot, and it is right where both players are. Eguy committing some super speeds now. That's more like him.
Yeah, time is running out for Eguy here.
Yeah,
Who can get to the bottom first? bobirika is better positioned.
Yeah, well done to jump out of the chute there. Eguy going to pick up the blast. He needs to make some mileage out of this in order for it to be worth it, but bobirika really far ahead on the respawn abuse. Beautifully done by him. Eguy, can you blast? No! And that's a blue going to bobirika.
That is massive for him. A 20-point lead, almost 30 points. Time is running out on Eguy's season after a phenomenal comeback from him. But bobirika looks like he's just barely having the speed and possibly the lack of nerves, but maybe dealing with nerves a little bit better than Eguy is.
Yeah, it does feel like Eguy has been playing scared a little bit this series, but I don't want to take anything away from the phenomenal game that bobirika has played here. Looking very, very likely that he is going to book his ticket to the semifinals, which is incredible to think about at the start of this tournament with how many high-level players are participating this year. So much growth from him.
Yeah. bobirika has had an incredible tournament, no matter where he ends up. Definitely not who I expected to see in the semifinals, but how exciting is it to see him doing this well? We get another blue for Eguy, not going to be enough. Unfortunately for him, bobirika still has 20 points ahead. Another super speed. God, he's just playing
He's so fast.
so comfortably.
Oh, that's going to be it for Eguy.
Yeah, that is
stuck on the bottom level, seeing his season end with frustration. Whereas for bobirika, it is jubilation as he wins PCC in randomizer by excess of 30 points. Incredible performance for this young kid.
What an incredible match. Between both of these players, or especially the comeback from Eguy here, how exciting that was, just from the thrill. But wow, maybe bobirika's greatest performance that we've seen from him in this tournament. That was an extraordinary showing from him.
I cannot believe it. I cannot believe it, man. I cannot believe it, man.
Well done.
I cannot. Oh my god. Where's the guy? G, man.
Yeah, see if we can get Eguy on. Okay, yeah, Eguy appropriately needs a second. So while we do have our winner here, bobirika, can we get any comments from you now that we've had your pregame thoughts, and what do you think afterwards?
Basin Hill was such a blowout. I think like shit went down the moment I picked Battlefield Revisited. I played well, dude. You can't say that. I held up well, but Eguy just pulled a very good comeback at the end. You can say it was the result of pain, but that's really just a map that I'm good on. Basin Hill killed. What?
No, sorry, go on, please.
What was the question? I just
like. It was a totally different question. Okay. Well, you played a great game on PCC. Winning by 20, almost 30 points at the end there. It was a really, really great showing for you. If you had full control over the randomizer round, what would you have liked to see instead if PCC wasn't your preferred one?
I think would have been probably the best option. Probably the second, because I had flashbacks to my match against Ignis, where I super speeded like a madman and became so desperate that I missed the final 2 chances by like a point, and I prevented the randomizer match. Looking back at it, the nerves they changed so much now. Thing is, the feeling that I have right now is I feel my heart pounding really, really hard, but I feel like I'm still in the driver's seat. I feel my heart wanted to get out, but I don't have any facial expression where I'm just like breathing really hardly. stuff like that. It's the it's the feeling of the tournament. After you play a lot of competitive games, you get somewhat used to the feeling, and because there's the massive difference between week 2 and quarterfinals, that's a huge difference. They were talking 2 months, and that is 2 months of continuous competitive play. So it stacks up. I also played quite. I didn't practice PCC that much. I just played for fun. I grinded that level when I wanted to get like a good score on single player. That helped a bit, in my opinion. Either way, Eguy deserved that basing show. There was no, no, nothing. It was just Eguy's game. He had control over the entire fucking thing. But good Shadow. That was an amazing match, and I'm thrilled to say now that I went last year going 3-3 against a randomizer game against Yoshi to fucking semifinals in a single year. You
Yep.
can make you really can't make this shit up. And I'll take the $16. I can flip that I actually won money in the game and be like, hey guys, I know you don't like my game, but I actually made money from it, so middle finger, ha.
Well, nice to have a bit of a personal personal direction there. But yeah, great showing. Just all around the first couple games, especially even Cascade
Thank you,
Falls.
thank.
Despite losing that was, I mean, it was by 1 point, so fantastic.
If I recall
Uh,
correctly, Eguy, a blue just spawned on top of Eguy out of nowhere. If I think
yeah, that did happen.
okay, I wasn't schizo or anything.
But anyway, well, congratulations on your win here. You're playing
Thank you.
you're playing Jean or Mazik in the semifinals here.
Oh God,
So
Who
either
would
of
you
them is
rather
bad.
play?
Massive, because Jean literally knows me from head to toe because I've practiced so much with Jean and I've told him like asked him for advice so many times that by this point he knows my entire playstyle, my entire profile, and everything he needs to practice, and that will be a very difficult match.
well, it'll be exciting to see how you fare out against either of them. It'll be exciting to see that match as well. So
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah.
great job in your
I'm
performance, and
thank you.
let's move over to Eguy. Eguy, a good showing. A little bit. Seems like you struggled a bit in the beginning there. Cascade Falls
Yeah.
was still a great game, but sorry that some of those, well, for your sake, sorry that some of those didn't quite go your way. But it seems like you really found your movement again. I mean, God, especially on Basin Hill. So, yeah, what comments do you have?
Yeah. I mean, there's not much else to say. I'm still sort of processing that PCC game where I had a lead and I've been like trying to figure out how to stop my urge to like look at the score because it's very distracting to me. And I've been working on that intermittently like all year. And I looked at the score and then super jumped into a moving platform, and then the rest of the game was over at that point. So it's a bit frustrating, like a year's worth of effort being completely down the toilet. But I mean, he played really great. I don't know. I think Gems Ahoy could have also gone similarly because like he's gotten a lot of practice again on like that game with Endy. He practiced on it a lot. Yeah, I'm happy with BCR and Basin Hill. Those results. Vortex was probably the worst game I've ever played, and you can probably forgive me for not practicing fucking Blast Club and Battle Cube. I mean, like, come on, seriously.
I don't
Like,
think anyone's.
I
I don't
hope
think anyone's
everybody-
gonna blame you. Oh, I'm sorry. Continue.
Yeah. No. I mean, I'm glad I at least made it interesting.
I don't think anyone's going to blame you for not practicing Blast Club and Battle Cube too much. Definitely some niche maps. So I'd love to, if you have any comments about Battle Cube Revisited, definitely a bit out of left field from bobirika. So do you have anything to say about that game?
To be honest, it felt like, well, okay, maybe I don't like to blame things on luck if there is an alternative explanation, and maybe when I watch back the match I'll feel differently, but it felt like every single spawn was on top of him for the first half. And it was in the second half when we started getting, we started, it started being more even between us. That's when I started to pick up the pace. And I was being very observant of which gravity modifiers were good. I still didn't play a completely clean game. And then just got a good string of blues at the very end. Yeah, so that's pretty much it.
Well, for what it's worth, Eguy, I hope that in the grand scheme of multiplayer play, you have nothing left to prove. You've made plenty of finals, more finals than I have, just to be a little personal about it.
Almost nothing.
I'm sure that if you do watch the live feedback of this match, you'll see some kind words that I had to say about you, and hopefully that boosts you back up.
Yeah.
But I mean, you're an incredibly great player, and you went against one of the most promising multiplayer tournament participants of kind of this new generation of people who've been coming in over the past couple of years. So
Yeah.
keep your head up. You've
Mhm.
you've been great, and of course it'd be nice to see you in a future tournament as well. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. I mean,
yeah,
we'll see.
great. I mean, great performance. So, but Shadow Visions,
Thanks.
do you have anything left to say before we finish?
I'm just glad the two of you gave us a great match. Really awesome stuff. Seeing another randomizer game in quarterfinals, and I hope you don't consider your whole season in the trash, Eguy, because you're a really amazing dude and player. And I think you still had a lot of great showings, especially overcoming MBO this year. So,
I
GG's.
think I proved that I am not washed after last year's disappointing season. But now I just need to actually have maybe one game where I play the way that I am capable of during friendlies. That would be kind of nice. I don't know. Basin Hill was that game. Okay, one match. But yeah. Anyway.
Well, great showing from both of our players. bobirika, congratulations on making the semifinals, and to the rest of our viewers. I've been Nockess, briefly Rozzy, alongside our wonderful commentator, my wonderful co-commentator, Shadow Visions, and we will see you in a match very soon. Cheers.
Bye bye.
Bye bye, everyone.